Yo, 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 what's going on, y'all? I wanted to talk about Metacritic and how gamers these days are flipping taking Metacritic so seriously. And I came across this article on IGN a few weeks ago, but I thought I'll just talk about it anyway. But basically, if y'all don't know what Metacritic is, it's basically a website where all the gamers and everyone goes to just to see the average review scores of games. And Metacritic takes review scores from like IGN, GameSpot, all these different websites, and then it gives it out an average score based on them reviews. Now there's reviews and there's user reviews where people like me and you go and review the game and give it a rating. We all know what Modern Warfare 3 got, but that's for another that's for another video. But seriously, Metacritic is bullshit. Metacritic is the biggest bullshit you're gonna find. And I ain't taking a shot at PC gamers or anything, but it seems to me that PC gamers really hold Metacritic on high regard when it comes to video games. I mean, at the end of the day, Metacritic is an average of opinions. Now, y'all explain this to me, right? How can you average out someone's opinion on a video game? I mean, how is it possible? Now, I know there's a few people that might come and say, yeah, well, you can just average out the review scores. But at the end of the day, the review scores are just an opinion. Even that review score that you see is not an accurate reading of what that person thought of a game. I mean, this the thing. How many times have you seen two separate reviews of the same game, right? Both reviews say they're both an amazing game, but one review will give it a 9 and the other reviewer will give it an 8. I mean, it always happens. It always happens. You know what I'm saying? It always happens. And that's what I'm trying to say, is that these gamers in general, especially, like I said, I'm not having a shot at PC gamers, but the truth is the truth. PC gamers, they're always talking about Metacritic and how important it is. But to be honest, like I said, how is it possible for y'all to average out people's opinions on video games? I mean, how is it possible? It's just not possible to me. And we all know that game reviewers these days, especially all the big reviewers, they don't review the games properly, man. Trust me on this. Trust me on this. I've seen reviews, right, for games that consist of single player, multiplayer and co-op, and when I read out the review, I don't see no word on co-op. I just see word on single player, multiplayer, but there's no word on co-op. I've seen websites do reviews like these, and that shows that these review websites, they don't play the entire game. They just play the game to give out your opinion, and people will take their word for it. See, the thing is, I'm not saying all review websites are bullshit. I mean, you can, if you wanna look at reviews, that's cool. I look at reviews as well, but do I judge a game based on reviews? Hell no. Hell no. I will go buy a game that gets 7 out of 10. That's just me. That's just me, man. That's just how I roll. I mean, I don't judge games from reviews. Medal of Honor got a 6 out of 10 on IGN when it came out. Did I buy it? Of course I did, because I enjoyed the beta. That's why I bought the game. If I enjoy a game, I'll buy it. If my friends buy that game, I'll still buy it, even if it's shit. That's just me. So like I said, for me, Metacritic it's a load of bullshit. And especially this is what kind of annoys me. When you go on Steam, right, and then when you go on a game and then has that Metacritic score, that is bullshit. Because if a game's got a Metacritic score of less than 80, I doubt that game will gain as much sales where if their Metacritic score was not there on that page. Seriously. Metacritic affect game sales as well. That's a problem. Seeing this article on IGN that I read, it basically even goes on to say how Metacritic scores affect development of games. And they're basically saying that if a game does not get a certain Metacritic score, then that game will not get a sequel. Now imagine that. Imagine, I don't know, just imagine one of the biggest games out there. Just say your favorite game out there, right? Just imagine that game did not get a sequel simply because the Metacritic score did not live up to what the publisher wanted. Now what they're saying in this article is that, for example, I'm just using this as an example. Publishers will set the developer a Metacritic score target. If they achieve that Metacritic score target, then they will get to make a sequel and they'll simply get a bonus paycheck. However, if they don't achieve that Metacritic score target, then they won't get to make a sequel, and they won't get as much money as they might deserve. That's a big deal when it comes to games. That's a big deal. It's a big deal. Just like I said, just imagine your favorite game out there. For example, I'm just gonna use an example, Infamous 2. Imagine Sony said to Sucker Punch, if y'all don't get a Metacritic score of 90, y'all will not be making Infamous 3. Just imagine that was to happen. I would be pissed off. I would be mad, bruh. I ain't gonna lie to you, I would be mad. But we all know Sony don't do that. But they did name a few publishers such as Bethesda in this article. They're one of the people that go and do this flipping Metacritic bullshit. And like I said, I think that's bullshit. And another thing that I heard publishers do these days is that they will target their game to these small review websites, just so that small review website can give them a high score, and just so the Metacritic score can be improved upon for that game. That's crazy. That's crazy. That should not be happening when it comes to games. I'm sorry, it should just not be happening when it comes to games. So seriously, Metacritic, like I said even earlier, you cannot average out a review score. You just cannot. And me personally, I hold user scores in more high regard than review scores of all these websites. The thing about user scores, now they're not always reliable, don't get me wrong. I don't even judge a game of user scores. But the thing about user scores is that me or you can go play that game and then go and review it. You know, just like an ordinary person. Whereas when these gaming websites review games, they start comparing it to other stuff and they try and justify their opinion even though it's bullshit. And there's a difference. There's a difference. And the thing about review websites, we all know Activision pay sites like IGN and all these websites to get good review scores. Because there's no way Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops could get review scores of 8.5s and 9s. That is impossible. That is impossible. So yeah, man, Metacritic. That's what I'm saying. I know for a fact there's publishers out there, EA, Bethesda, Activision. They pay these review sites to get good scores on their games. That's a guaranteed fact. Microsoft probably do it. Sony probably even do it. Who knows? But I'm telling you for a guaranteed fact, there are publishers out there that pay review websites just to get good review scores for games. I'm so sure of that, man, for real. And that's where Metacritic ends up being even more bullshit, you know. And the funny thing is that you got games like EVE Online that's on the PC, it's got a Metacritic score of like 70. Yeah, you got such a huge following for a game that's got a Metacritic score of 70. You're like, wait a minute, if this game's got a Metacritic score of 70, why is there such a big following on that game? You know, to me it's all weird. To me it's weird. To me Metacritic is corrupt, it's bullshit. Please don't go judge games when it comes to Metacritic scores. Because especially the PC gamers, like I said, I'm not taking a shot at PC gamers, but it just seems that y'all hold Metacritic in some high regard. But like I said, it's impossible to average out people's opinions on video games. It's just impossible. But anyway, that's my opinion on Metacritic. Let me know what y'all think on Metacritic. Do you really think that it's important? Do you really think that it's really as accurate as y'all might think it is? Let me know what y'all think. Don't forget to rate the video, dislike it, like it, whatever. Just rate the video, and don't forget to subscribe. And I'm out.